What's up, everyone? Welcome to the brand new WMAC Masters book YouTube channel. My name is Kristopher Landis. I am the author of the forthcoming book Quest for the Dragon Star, an oral history of WMAC Masters, coming out later this year. It'll be available on Amazon and everywhere you look for books, but you know that since you're watching this YouTube video. We are starting a YouTube channel because there's some cool stuff that needs to be seen visually. And today we're going to start it off with a bang. We're going to tick some people off, because we're going to be unboxing a classic 1996 Dragon Belt playset. I have one of these already mint. Well, not mint. It's not really mint, but it's on card. And I need one not on card for something I've got cooking and I can't tell you about yet. So I decided if I'm going to desecrate a still in box piece of my childhood, I should at least film it so everyone else can share in that pain. As you can see here, this has still got some of the original stickers on it. My one that I have upstairs, my one I'm keeping on card, still has the KB Toys sticker. This one doesn't have any indication where it came from. It was probably Toys R Us. That's where the majority of them came from. You can see Real Martial Arts Champions, the WMAC logo, Dragon Belt, little advertisement for the videos down here. Got a rarely used logo down here for the World Martial Arts Council official licensed product. And now you can be a Dragon Star Defender, which is, super. It's not a thing that's ever said in the series. I don't know what that means. But on the back, as you can see here, you see line 1 of the action figures, including Tiger Claw with blonde hair, which is something we go in the book. This was mocked up without Johnny Lee knowing about it, and you can read all about his reaction in the book. It goes over the points of the Dragon Star. Everybody who loved the show probably remembers this toy. So we're going to go ahead and get down to it here. We're going to open the Dragon Belt, go over the key symbols, because there's some really interesting stuff about these 4 key symbols. So we're doing it. This feels weird. I don't love it, but we have to do it. I have opened it. Oh, this feels so wrong. I feel like I need a shower after this, but here we go anyway. All right. So, all right. So obviously you got the Dragon Belt itself, still remarkably shiny because it's never seen the light of day. Least interesting part of the kit, but obviously the most necessary part. So let's make sure we get these here. So first key symbol, Yin Yang Man, the late great Richard Brandon. One of the few season 1 characters who was never really considered for an action figure. He was one of the first martial artists actually selected for the show. He was involved as early as the first sales tapes when it was still called Martial Masters. He never really got as much screen time as some of the others, with the exception of the episode Blindsided, which goes over his backstory. Somebody joked that his accent was just too thick to be understood. He had a very thick Boston accent, so that could be the reason why. So his key symbol got included as the Dragon Belt, probably the most recognizable key symbol that wasn't already getting an action figure. So that's why he was included here. We've got Cyclone, Akihiro Yuji Noguchi, character. You hear in the background my 2-year-old, by the way, so it's a very professional operation. We're just winging it here. Yuji Cyclone Noguchi, character in season 2, only has one fight in the show against Machine in the second to last episode, I do believe. Really great performer. He also doubled as a fight choreographer. He was injured actually playing a ninja early on in shooting. Basically for the show, they shot in blocks. They shot all the battle domes and stuff. They shot all of the preliminary fights on set at Universal, and then they shot all the Inner Sanctum stuff. Sometime before they shot all the Inner Sanctum stuff, he got injured doing a stunt, which we go into in the book, during one of the Battle Dome fights early on in season 2. So he broke his leg, could only really do the one actual fight against Machine. He was never really in contention for getting an action figure for that reason. The next line of action figures was being planned out. He was not really going to be included in it, so that's why they included him here. Now, the 2 most interesting here, we've got All American. One of the 2 unused characters who get their key symbols used here. Essentially, they were used here instead of maybe doing one of the lady fighters key symbols, instead of doing, maybe Warlock or someone like that. Those guys were all considered, Warlock, Tracer, Wizard. They were potentially going to be used in future series, so they didn't want to use them here and have double key symbols. They knew that All-American, Hollywood, if they were going to be introduced, they weren't going to be first in line for an action figure for that reason. All-American, this is all we see of him. He's not really referenced at all in the show. Neither is the other key symbol here. No actor was ever publicly named as being attached to this part. I was able to confirm who that is, but you're going to have to read the book to find out, or sign up for our Patreon, patreon.com/WMAC Masters book. I do go in depth into it there, including some cool interviews with the actor who is going to play All-American, but his key symbol was included here. Norman Grossfeld, the executive producer of the show, told me they included these other key symbols of Hollywood and All-American because they wanted the universe of the show to feel bigger. They always wanted kids to think there were other fighters kind of off-screen who were kind of cycling in and out. Maybe they showed up for a fight or two and then disappeared again, and these key symbols were a way to do that. Plant the ideas in the kids' head, oh, there are more fighters out there, and then should season 3 happen and they want to bring people in, kids are already like, oh, well, I know the key symbol. It makes perfect sense. Hollywood, as I was saying, is the last key symbol included here. It has become pretty public knowledge that Clayton Barber was going to play Hollywood should that character get a shot in season 3 or beyond. Clay Barber was involved in the show fairly early on. He played a ninja quite often in the first 2 seasons of the show. He was very well liked. He was a Taekwondo artist, according to Herb Perez. He was going to play kind of a Johnny Cage-esque character, from what I understand. This key symbol is the only official rendering. We do have some unofficial renderings floating around out there, and there is some art in the book that was created before the pilot episode aired that includes pretty much this symbol as well as the All-American symbol just in full color. You can check those out in the book or, like I said, on the Patreon. That's pretty much it for the Dragon Belt. It's a pretty iconic piece of my childhood. Anybody who's a fan of the show probably tried to get one of these just because it was so cool to collect all the key symbols, to lace them up, and then pretend you were going for the Dragon Star and kick your brother off the sofa. At least that's what I did. Stay tuned for more videos on this channel. We have some cool stuff coming up. You can stay tuned to our socials. My 2-year-old is very excited about the socials. You can find us on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Patreon. And thank you guys for tuning in, and stay tuned for the book.